Haiku Components. Formula First. New Zealand Championship Showdown. Revs up. Red lights on. And racing. Potter gets a good start. Leo Scott drifts over side by side, almost pushing Dylan Grant into the grass, but Dylan says, oi, give me some racing room. Great sort. Oh, they touched!
The championship leader, Dylan Grant, off into the gravel. Leo Scott going off with them. So those two coming together. Leo squeezed him at the start off the line. And now
hopefully they're going to both stay on the track. Dylan will be angry because it looked like Leo didn't really give him room, and then he tried to make the move, and then they touched.
Yeah, it was just an unfortunate one, I think. You know, Leo Scott certainly put the squeeze on him, but just as they went into turn one, they got caught out by the bumps. But not good for Dylan Grant, the championship leader. He's now at the back of the field, and Chris Simon, the championship defender and challenger, is leading the way. Car number one, the bright yellow car on the front of your screen now. Zach Blinko, car three, he's in second place.
And suddenly that 3-point gap at the start of this race looks very inviting for Chris Simon, doesn't it?
Yeah, it certainly does. At this point, Chris will know, he would have seen that in his mirrors, and if he hadn't, he will certainly see, he can't see a bright orange car, so he'll know Dylan Grant's not there, and he may play it a little bit conservative, although he knows that every point matters, but he's not going to go all out to try and secure the win. So here we go, second lap. It's where the two made contact earlier. Simon keeps the car in front. Jack Blinko, P2, Mason Potter, after starting on the front row, down into third spot. So we've kind of got two battle packs there. We've got the first 5 cars, basically the same battle pack we saw earlier, minus Dylan Grant, who's still out there, still circulating. Coming into the complex, 3 wide. Chris Simon on the inside. Mason Potter slips through into the middle. And Mason Potter takes the lead. Zach Blinko still in second place. We're still live, not quite a replay, as we see Jensen Foster.
Let's take a look at the replay of the incident on the opening lap, and there they are just spearing off, but there was contact as he got squeezed by 97. That's Leo Scott. Number 20, Dylan Grant, this championship leader in the orange car, just getting squeezed down to the inside, and then I think he got onto the curb and then may have bounced back.
Hard to tell from that angle. I think the one that we had earlier on certainly was a lot more telling, but definitely very close racing. And sometimes you bang wheels and open wheelers, and it tends to go off with a bit more ferocity than tin tops. But back to the lead back now, and it's Mason Potter, car number 18, leading the way. Zach Blinko in second place. Potter right up on the curb as they head down the long back straight at Pukekohe Park. Chris Simon's going to slot into second place. Coming towards the complex. Simon now using the draft to get a nose in front of Potter. He's going to hang it around the outside, slot into the lead.
That was a great example of the draft too, because it looked like Zach Blinko was going nowhere, going backwards, but it was just the fact that Chris Simon had that slingshot and he just had all that speed and just overtook them all around the outside.
And for those of you watching who may not have seen Formula First racing before, it may look like some cars push a boost button or have a huge amount more horsepower down these straights, but it's all the effect of the draft, the aerodynamics of it all. The car in front punches the hole in the air. The car behind gets the advantage of having less air resistance in front of them effectively, and the horsepower is a bit more efficient, and they can use that to suck up into the car behind them and get a speed advantage down the straight. Pull out, make those cool last minute moves. We see the cars. Here we go. We're going to go 2 wide and turn 1 again. Mason Potter is going to take the lead back from Chris Simon. Chris is still hanging in there though. You can see how much the cars move around on those bumps. So when you do get 2 wide, you can see how contact can happen. So we talk about contact. Leo Scott just set the fastest lap of the race. A 21.6 plays Chris Simon's fastest lap of 22.8. So Down the back, Leo Scott and Dylan Grant, they're having a good little drafting battle, and they're setting fastest lap times, purple sectors, at the back of the field. Bit of an interesting one. Not used to seeing that in Formula First. And here's Jensen Foster. Jensen's going to have a look at joining in on this fight for the lead and the podium. He's having a great weekend so far. Really enjoying mixing it in the battle pack, I think, for the lead. Chris Simon still leading the way. As they come up and over the hill on lap 4 now.
Chris Simon doing a good job here. Blinko keeping in touch. Mason Potter lurking at the back. All positioning themselves now.
With half the race gone and half the race to go, we haven't quite seen all the squabbling that we would usually see earlier on in a Formula First race. Everyone's kind of been quite mellow, and it's been very gentlemanly, the passing. It's still been happening, but it's been quite gentlemanly. We haven't quite got it packed, but I think now, as we get some of these younger drivers, some of the rookie racers trying to get involved, we might see those squabbles start to emerge.
Dylan Grant on the comeback trail along with Leo Scott getting past Jensen Bate and the rest of the back markers, so they'll be in angry mode, trying to make up after that first corner crash and trying to make up as much as they can. So now Chris Simon says, okay, I'm going to regain the lead now, boys, and then I'll let you take it from me down the front straight. And then I'll regain it again in about 2 or 3 laps time when we're getting close to what is called the checkered flag.
It's a really high-speed game of chess. They're playing it at 100 miles an hour here at Pukekohe Park. Great speed from the little 1200cc VW air-cooled engines. 3 wide into the hairpin. Jensen Bate in that blue Speed Sport scholarship car, getting ahead of Mario Iglesias there. Back to the leaders though. Chris Simon leading them up the hill. Zach Minko in the 2nd place. And Jensen Foster into 3rd. Great for Jensen. He's really fighting for a race win here now. And he's going to go down the inside. And I think he will grab the lead as they head into turn 1. Go Jensen Foster, son of Ian Foster, the Formula First champion, brother of Liam, a seasoned campaigner in the class and always a front runner. It's great to see another Foster up the front in Formula First. As we see Dylan Grant, car 20, and the yellow car behind him, Leo Scott, car number 97. They're making their way through the pack. They're up into 6th and 7th place respectively. So they haven't hung around, and now they're quite a way off that front pack, but they're consolidating and recovering points. Simon back into the lead now. This is the effect of the draft. It's very volatile racing. You could be leading one corner. By the time you get to the straight, you've been shuffled down to the back of the pack, and that's just what we've seen here with Jensen Foster. But not to worry. There's still 3 laps to go. 2 laps when they cross the finish line, and there are those 2 who clashed earlier on. Still not quite sure what to make of the incident. It sort of looks a bit lenticular to me, whether or not you're looking at it from a different angle. It can show 2 different views, but I'm sure the officials will investigate it, and I'm sure if there is a penalty to be issued that it is handed out, but not one for us to decide. 2 laps to go here at Pukekohe Park. Chris Simon's leading the way. Mason Potter, he's got a run, but he's backed out of it. He's going to sit in behind.
What Chris Simon does here, he lets them draft him down the front straight, and then he drafts them down the back straight, which gives them a slingshot going into the hairpin, but it also sets them up for that run home to the finish, so we can practice that 2 or 3 laps out to see what their speed is like coming up and over the hill. Now let's see if the young guys can learn and try and pinch the lead from him here, going around the outside and try and take him here. So that's what they've done there now. And then he sits in behind here. Now we can position them with a couple of laps to go. And then he'll make the move on them, exactly what they've done in the next lap.
That's exactly right. It's that game of chess, working out what everyone's going to do, how they race, how they use the draft, where they're fast, where they may be a little bit slower than you.
But in a race, you can actually set up that move and practice it a few times just to see how fast the other guys are. So when you do know you're going to pounce with a checkered flag, you're going to expect you'll know what to expect from the other races.
So we're about to start the final lap. Chris Simon, he knows this game really well. He's already set up his run to the flag. He set it up at the hairpin back there. He knows what he wants to do. I don't know what he wants to do, but he in his head will know what he wants to do. He's already set that up. We've still got more than a lap of racing to go. But at the moment, it's Mason Potter leading the way. And it's Zach Blinko in second place, car number 3. Chris Simon, a couple of car lengths back in third place.
Now here comes the draft. And you watch him. The old principal, the old dog. Is he close enough to go around the outside, or has he left it too late? Here he comes, and this time he's going to go down the inside and pinch the lead right at the crucial time, or can the young guys hold on to it and force the old boy to make a mistake? He's got the inside line into the hairpin. They've got to shut it down there, and Mason Potter's done a good job. Suddenly, it's all about the slingshot coming out of the hairpin now, so this is wide open. Can Potter hold on? Zach Blinko gets in front of Chris Simon. Here we go, Geordie.
This is going to be an incredible run to the flag. We've got 5 cars in the battle. You can see Dylan Grant and Leo Scott off into the distance. But here we go. Mason Potter's going to lead them over the hill. Chris Simon down the inside of Zach Blinko in second place. It's going to be a draft fest. Chris Simon's got the optimal run. He's right in behind Mason Potter. Is he going to have enough to take it to the line? I don't think so. And Mason Potter is going to win his first ever Haiku Components New Zealand Formula First Championship race by 2/100ths of a second. Super tight margins once again in Formula First. Photo finish stuff here at Pukekohe Park. And Jensen Foster gets on the podium as well. A first race winner and a first podium getter. Well done to Mason Potter, our race winner. Chris Simon in second place, and Jensen Foster, his debut podium in Formula First with third place. What a race.
So the young guys learnt from the master, and they learnt from the defending champion. So well done. 18, Mason Potter gets a breakthrough victory in the Haiku Components New Zealand Formula First Championship. Defending champion Chris Simon hangs on for second. Jensen Foster grabs a well-deserved podium as well. Zach Blinko, Blake Dowdle, Dylan Grant and Leo Scott made up for that first corner crash. Hayden Lyons, Murray Iglesias and Jensen Bate round out the top 10. But once again, Geordie, great racing.
Oh, fantastic racing as always.
So here's the incident at the start of the race.
Right, let's have a look at this.
Squeeze, squeeze, bang, just touched.
Oh, that's an awkward one. That's a really tough one. It's hard to look at that. Yeah, I'm not quite sure there. I'm sure as I wait for our little Formula First technical group of Sheridan Bonner, Jonathan Morden and Callum Crawley to analyse that one, we'll have to figure out what may happen there, but I think that'll definitely end up being referred to the officials.